Ben Bunnell puts Windermere on the board. And now it's going right back to him again. And he has to make a bad pass to Jaden Lindsay. Now going the other way. Not there for Lucas Boyd, but Bryce Hoffert pulling down the Windex work. Welcome to Joe Sterling Gymnasium. Apologies, we had a little bit of a rough start to that live stream trying to get our streaming software to cooperate with us here, but welcome to Joe Sterling Gymnasium for game number 15 of event number 15 of the Earl Graham Metro vs. Florida Challenge. My name is Mark Barchi, Media Director for the Metro vs. Florida Challenge. Thank you for your patience and thank you for joining us here at Apopka, Florida for this 15th anniversary event, a Thanksgiving tradition for Central Florida basketball. And no shots, foul occurring prior to the shot. And that will be called against Wolverines number 22, Ben Bunnell. That's his first personal foul, the team's first. Auburndale, of course, is a perennial playoff contender. They had a 22-7 season last year, and they were a regional semifinalist. They had a slow start to their season, but it picked up the pace admirably throughout the year. Windermere High School also, Windermere went the furthest in the playoffs of any team participating in the Metro vs. Florida Challenge this year. We actually do not have any state champions as we get a steal there by Lucas Boyd. Cannot get the dunk to go. A layup probably would have sufficed there. Now beautiful bounce pass, but an even more beautiful block by Bryce Hoffert. Windermere, on the other hand, has been helmed by Mark Grizik, a longtime basketball coach here in Central Florida. They have been helmed by him since they opened 9 years ago. It's hard to believe it's been 9 years as we get 5 seconds on the inbound Wolverines ball, and we will pause for a Bloodhound timeout. 30-second timeout requested by Auburndale. And we will be right back from Joe Sterling Gymnasium. Welcome back to Joe Sterling Gymnasium. Bloodhounds making some early adjustments there. Of course, this is a week 2 event. As I mentioned a moment ago, Mark Grizik has been the first and only coach that Windermere has had, although he has been an assistant coach for Scott Williams. Bryce Hoffert getting the basket there. Scott Williams, the event director and the head coach here at Apopka High School. And of course, it's hard to believe Windermere has been open for 9 years now. And there is a rule when you open a new high school, and that is your team is obligated to suck for the first few years. As we get a basket by Gustavo Roca. And there are several reasons for that. First of all, when new high schools open in Orange County, you don't have any seniors. They don't move any seniors for the first year of school is open, so there is no graduating class the first year the school is open. Not to mention you're sabotaged by students who will find a way through school choice to avoid going to a new school that has little hope of success in the playoffs as Jaden Lindsay scores 3. And so, like I said, it is a rule that you have to struggle for the first few seasons and you're not going to have a winning record for a while. Mark Grizik said, I don't like that rule. I think that's a dumb rule. We're not going to do that. We're going to be great, and we're going to be great right away. And so he was coaching above 500 teams from the very get-go. Windermere was a perennial playoff contender pretty much by their second year. As we get a foul called against Bloodhounds number 4, Jordan Gunter. His first personal foul, the team's first of this period. And so, again, Mark Grizik defied all rational expectations and logic. Again, you don't expect anything out of new schools when they open. You don't expect that they're going to be playoff contenders. You're not going to expect that they're going to go toe-to-toe with elite programs. And Windermere did that almost immediately, and it was really remarkable. I don't think I have seen, at least in my lifetime, a new public high school open and be a contender as fast as Windermere did. So It's no surprise that Windermere comes into this as a ranked team. SourceHoops.com has them as the number 9 team in 7A, that's the big school classification. That's another thing that's hard to believe is Windermere was built to relieve West Orange and immediately jumped to the highest and largest classification. Foul is called against Wolverines, number 4. Adam Elouajguali is first, the team's second. First free throw shot for Deshawn Johnson is no good. Checking in for the Wolverines, Lucas Boyd returns. Second free throw finds the mark. Three does not fall for Lucas Boyd. Three does not fall there for Bryce Hoffert. Off the heel. Rebound goes to Hoffert. Three is short. Rebound to Johnson. Kickball remains with Windermere. Checking into the game for the Wolverines, Nick Simpson. Into the game for the Wolverines, Ben Bunnell and Nick Simpson. Three does not fall for Ben Bunnell. Second chance, not going to happen either. Oops, that camera's not on right now. We'll come back to that later. Foul is called against Bloodhounds, number 15, Jawan Pennick. Checking into the game for the Bloodhounds, Carvin Sneed. Second basket will fall on the foul shot from Hoffert. Basket by Deshawn Johnson. Held ball. Possession, Wolverines. Checking into the game with the Bloodhounds, number 5, Derek Ramirez. Beautiful inbound. That's Lucas Boyd to Bryce Hoffert for 2. Wolverines now up 11-6. I'm not sure where I lost a point there. I'll figure that out eventually, but I'll go ahead and correct your scoreboard at the bottom of the screen. It should indeed be 11. There we go. Found it. I had Torres with a 2 when I should have had him with a 3. That solves that mystery. 11-6 is the correct score. Under a minute to play. Bloodhounds slow it down a little bit. Swing action to the top of the arc. The 3, too long from Jaden Lindsay. Nobody there for Eddie Lowery, but he's still not able to get the putback to fall. Under 5 seconds to play. At the buzzer, not there for Lucas Boyd, and that takes us to the end of the first quarter. 11-6, the Wolverines lead the Bloodhounds at the end of 8 minutes here in Game 15 of the 15th Annual Earl Graham Metro vs. Florida Challenge, presented by Burnpad Orlando, St. Germain Chiropractic, and Advent Health. We'll be back. All right, welcome back to Joe Sterling Gymnasium, and we are going to troubleshoot what's going on with the live stream here. Who's scored that? All right, I have now triple checked our live streaming settings on all three places. There we go. There's a 3 from Elouajguali. I've checked our live streaming settings on YouTube. I've checked them on NFHS Network. I've checked them on MetroVersusFlorida.com. The video is a little jittery in places, but I do have a solid live stream on all three of those, and I tried viewing them as a regular guest, and they seem to be working now. So hopefully we have cleared out all the cobwebs from our technical challenges, and we appreciate your patience. Basket by Jaden Lindsay. Three for Adam Elouajguali. That puts Windermere back in a 21-16 advantage. Bloodhound swinging around. And Jaden Lindsay stepped out. Elouajguali escapes from a double team. Pass, there it is. That's Gustavo Roca from Bryce Hoffert for 3. Three with a little help from the glass from Deshawn Johnson. Basket by Lucas Boyd. And now stolen by Elouajguali. He's going to try to take it coast to coast and runs into some traffic. Foul is called against number 10, Camren Sneed, his first personal foul. Elouajguali hits his first free throw. Checking into the game for the Wolverines, Brady Anderson. Three for Derek Ramirez. Tipped away. I believe that was Ramirez that got a piece of it there. Team control push is called against Brady Anderson. His first personal foul. The team's second of this period. Apologies, I didn't reset the fouls at the quarter break. We'll fix that now. Windermere has 2, Auburndale has 1. All right, we're going to need a ruling on whether that basket was good or not. It was number 5 if it did go, but we're waiting for the official to confirm. Okay. Basket by Derek Ramirez is good. Foul is called against number 4, Elouajguali, his second, the team's third. So I'm assuming from the outcome that the basket was good, but the foul occurred after the shot, not as part of the shot, and that's why we're not shooting a three-point play. Foul is called against Camren Sneed. That's his second personal foul, the team's third.
Lucas, go middle. Goose, take it out. High ball.
Inbound pass from Roca to Lucas Boyd for 2. 6-point lead back in play for the Wolverines. And Jaden Lindsay zigged when he should have zagged, was not ready for that pass. It goes out of bounds for a turnover. Traveling, Bloodhounds ball. Deflection by Lucas Boyd will harass the Bloodhounds, but will not change possession. Minute 23 to go here in the second quarter. Swing action. This time Lindsay is ready for the pass. Looking for help. Roca gets in the way of that one. It'll be deflected into the backcourt. That's not a violation. Spin move, got it. Derek Ramirez for 2. That cuts the Windermere lead to 4 as we dip under 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Three for Gustavo Roca. Lucas Boyd got in the way of that. Ruling is that he was the last one to touch it. Lindsay releases and will not find the basket, but that takes us to the end of the second quarter, and it's a 7-point advantage for the Wolverines going into the locker rooms. 33-26 is your score at the end of 16. We'll be back from Joe Sterling Gymnasium. Again, thanks for your patience with the first half. We know we had some technical glitches to work through. I'm going to go recheck everything during halftime rather than yammering to you during the break, and we'll be back and hopefully have a smooth second half. Welcome back to Joe Sterling Gymnasium. Mark Barchi, the media director of the Metro versus Florida Challenge, here with you as we get ready to roll with the third period. Thanks for your patience during the first couple of periods there. I think we've got our technology playing nicely now. Beautiful pass. Couldn't get it to fall for Bunnell. And now Jaden Lindsay doing some hard work on the rebound to get it to his teammate Ramirez. Wolverines have had gentle control of this game. It has not necessarily been a complete barnstorming performance from the Wolverines. Of course, that's to be expected. Auburndale well known for their defensive prowess. So they're going to do their level best to shut down Elouajguali, and who's their leading scorer, and Bunnell, who's been trying to hack away from three-point range, but has not found a lot of success in the first half, again, thanks to the defense of the Bloodhounds. So we'll see if Auburndale is able to come up with any answers, because their offense has just not kept up with their defense for the first half. Metro, for their part, needs the help from Windermere. Edgewater did their part this morning by securing a hard-fought victory over a very talented CFCA team. We entered the day with the Florida teams leading the Metro teams 8-5 for the event, so now that's been cut to 8-6. Windermere could make it 8-7 here. And Auburndale trying to make the case for the shot clock in high school basketball. They'll finally step out and turn the ball over. Beautiful pass, and it converts. That's number 5, Bryce Hoffert, picking up the first points of the half for Windermere. To the paint, not there. Now ball into Jaden Lindsay. To the paint, got it. That's Jordan Gunter for 2. That's the same play that didn't work last time. Bloodhounds managed to work the kinks out of it for that one. Auburndale from Polk County, Florida, which is where I hail from originally. I'm a native of Winter Haven myself. So the Bloodhounds well familiar. If you're not familiar with the format of the Metro versus Florida Challenge, this is something Scott Williams started when he was the inaugural coach at Wekiva 15 years ago. As we get a transition layup from Camren Sneed. Foul is called against Bloodhounds, number 5, Derek Ramirez. That's his first personal foul. Occurs to me that I'd have better luck with instant replay if I would turn on recorder first. There we go. All right, we'll get it next time. Bunnell is at the free throw line and hits his first. So as I started to mention earlier, the Metro versus Florida Challenge patterned loosely after the Big Ten versus ACC Challenge in the NCAA. The idea being that the Orlando Metro Conference represents the home school, as we get a 3 from Camren Sneed. So Orlando Metro Conference represents the home school in each contest, and then a non-Metro team will represent the visitor in each contest. Foul called against Derek Ramirez. That's his second, the team's second of this period. The Orlando Metro Conference is made up of all public schools in Orange County. So every OCPS high school, all 24 of them, get automatic membership. in the Orlando Metro Conference. For the purposes of declaring a conference champion and doing conference tournaments, they actually did several years ago split the Orlando Metro Conference into East and West divisions, so there's 12 teams in each division. However, for the purposes of this event, we do not concern ourselves with those differences. Everybody is all part of OCPS Orlando Metro Conference, regardless of which half you're in. As we get a blocked shot from Boyd, and Elouajguali is there to pick up the rebound. 3 for Bryce Hoffert. The non-metro schools, in some cases, are taken from private schools or parochial schools in Orange County, or they're taken from public schools in the surrounding counties, Osceola, Lake, Seminole, Polk. Believe we have a couple from Volusia participating this year. So it's kind of an invitational event on the other half, but you automatically qualify for inclusion if you are one of the 24 Orlando Metro Conference schools. I believe all except Dr. Phillips participating this year. And of course, there's no bad blood there. Dr. Phillips was just occupied with another tournament. Foul is called against Adam Elouajguali. That's his third personal foul, the team's first of this period. On the line, Wolverines ball. And so, again, through the end of day 2, the Metro teams had been faltering. They did great to start the day. They had 3 back-to-back wins to open the event on Tuesday at Lake Highland Prep. But they had a really terrible day yesterday. Apopka, the host school, was the only Metro Conference representative to win a game on Wednesday. And so Metro fell to 5-8 for the event, but Edgewater picked up the victory this morning. And now Windermere is at least on top by 6. They've led the entire game. Auburndale has never led, but they have kept it within a couple, 3 possessions the entire game, trailing by 6 right now. And we're going to get a foul over in the corner. Foul is called against Windermere's number 5, Bryce Hoffert, his second, the team's second. Checking into the game for the Bloodhounds, number 11, Eddie Lowery. To the paint. Gunter doesn't have anywhere to go. Now he'll try to get around, almost loses his dribble, and it results in a wild layup that will not fall. Now transition opportunity for Windermere, drawing the foul. Foul is called against number 5, Derek Ramirez. That's his third personal foul, the team's third of this period, and that will send the Wolverines to the free throw line. This will be Bryce Hoffert shooting 2. Hoffert hits his first. Double foul is called against Jaden Lindsay. and Gustavo Roca. So that doesn't really do anything other than add personal fouls and team fouls to the count. Jump shot by Lucas Boyd off the steal. Where's that score bug? Let's get that back up for you. There it goes. That brings it back up to a 9-point lead for Windermere. Foul is called against number 21, Nick Simpson, his first, the team's fourth, and that will be on the floor. Bloodhounds ball at the sideline. Blocked by Bunnell. Now in transition, not going to fall for Roca, and it's a no call. Trey not there either. Back to Roca. And now the contact after the rebound. Foul is called against Bloodhounds. Number 10, Camren Sneed, his third, the team's fifth. Penalty situation. At the line, shooting two, Gustavo Roca. And apologies, those of you watching on YouTube. I see what you're seeing as we get a basket by Jordan Gunter. We're having some connection quality problems on the YouTube side. Working on that for you right now. Bryce Hoffert picks up two. Foul called against Deshawn Jackson, his first. At the line shooting is Ben Bunnell. Again, we're trying to get our streams reset here. Clearly something is not quite right with the internet connection at the score table. Full timeout requested by the Bloodhounds. And I will take this opportunity to do what I can with the live stream. That takes us to the end of the third period. It's a 7-point lead for the Wolverines, headed into the final 8 minutes here in Game 15 of the 15th Annual Earl Graham Metro versus Florida Challenge. Blocked by Bryce Hoffert. Now we go the other way to the corner. 3 is short from Bunnell. Three from Jaden Lindsay. Foul is called against Bloodhounds, number 11, Eddie Lowery. That's his first, the team's second of this period. Basket by Lucas Boyd. Basket by Deshawn Johnson. Traveling. Wolverines ball. All right. I have been quiet for the last couple of minutes because I have been busy troubleshooting the live stream, which Jess has not wanted to cooperate today. I've got green lights on YouTube now. It says excellent signal now. So hopefully, if it's not perfect, it's at least tolerable for you. Let me know in the chat. Thank you, Julie, for piping up earlier and letting me know. We believe we've got this closer to accurate now. I've reset a whole bunch of things. So hopefully this will keep us going to the end of the contest, because this is certainly one worth watching. I will also note that if YouTube gets too glitchy on you, we are also doing a direct embedded player on MetroVSFL.com. So if you go to MetroVSFL.com and then click the live button at the top, that will also get you the live stream without going through YouTube. So that's another option for you if you're struggling with YouTube. But hopefully it's going strong in both places now. Still don't know what's going on with NFHS Network. I'm getting a spinning circle there, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad. 3 for Gustavo Roca, and we will pause for a timeout. That extends the Wolverine lead back to 7, and it'll be a full timeout requested by Windermere. The Metro versus Florida Challenge is presented by St. Germain Chiropractic, offering the best non-invasive healthcare services in Central Florida. They can help you with back and neck pain, slip and fall injuries, musculoskeletal conditions, and much more. Remember, when in pain, call St. Germain. We also want to thank Burn Fat Orlando, who challenges you to step on the scale with their money-back guarantee. If you don't lose weight in the first 10 days, they'll refund your money. Give them a call at 855-889-THIN to take charge of your weight and your life. And the Metro vs. Florida Challenge is also presented by Advent Health, offering the top ER docs within blocks. They are Central Florida's #1 trusted ER. When life takes unexpected turns, know that their 24/7 care for all of life's thrills and spills is available with the most ER locations in Central Florida, so the nearest is always within reach. Find your closest Advent Health ER at myclosestyr.com. Back to live action here at Joe Sterling Gymnasium. 4th quarter, 3.5 minutes to go. And the Wolverines have led the entire game, but they have never led by more than 3 possessions. So Auburndale is not going to go quietly here. Bryce Hoffert picks up the dunk. And now back to a 9-point lead for Windermere. From long distance, 3 will not fall for Jaden Lindsay. Again, we'll go back and figure out a way to get video on demand right for posterity. If you want to go back and watch these games later, or as we keep an archive of as many games as we possibly can. We started live streaming several years ago. As we get a foul called against Bloodhounds number 11, Eddie Lowery, his second, the team's third of this period. So we have a robo camera in the ceiling that is also broadcasting this using its own separate internet connection. So if all else fails, we will substitute that in for the video on demand. Foul called against Jaden Lindsay. That's his third personal foul, the team's fourth. At this point, I think Auburndale was playing fast and loose with the contact just because they want to get into bonus against them so that they can send Windermere to the free throw line in the last 2 minutes if they need to. I don't necessarily expect them to pull that lever on purpose quite yet. I think it's a little early for that, but they're probably setting themselves up if they could. Now, that was a good, clean smack out, and to the other side, it's going to be Jaden Lindsay drawing the contact. He'll go to the line and shoot two. Foul is called against Wolverines number 5, Bryce Hoffert. That's his third personal foul, the team's first of this period. Jaden Lindsay shooting 2. Eight points for him so far tonight. And the first is off the heel. That is a shot that Auburndale desperately needed in order to stay in this game. At this point, it is Windermere's game to lose. If they can just force a stalemate or a draw for the next 2 minutes, that would be enough to pull it out. We're going to pause and talk it over. Full timeout requested by Auburndale. And we'll be back. Foul's called against Bloodhounds. Number 11, Eddie Lowery. That's his third personal foul, the team's fifth. Penalty situation at the line shooting 2, Lucas Boyd. Boyd with 8 points so far tonight. Opportunity to get 9 and 10 here, and he gets his first. Two for two. So Boyd doing what needs to be done in order to keep the pressure on Auburndale. Player control foul is called against Jordan Gunter, his second. No bonus shots for offensive fouls, but it does turn the ball over. Well, for a second anyway, as it's intercepted. Lindsay can't get it to go, and now we're going to get a foul going the other way. Foul is called against Auburndale's number 4, Jordan Gunter. That's his third personal foul. Penalty situation continues. Making it look easy. It's Elouajguali at the line. Taken away by Ben Bunnell, coast to coast, got it. Ben Bunnell, coast to coast to steal the Wolverine layup. 6 points for him tonight, and just at the right time too, as Wolverines now at their largest lead of the game with 13, and it seems like they may have just a little bit more gas in the tank than the Bloodhounds. Jordan Gunter's layup is short, and we are now under a minute. Keeping an eye on my streaming health, it still says excellent, so until you all tell me otherwise, I will assume that's true. Lucas Boyd picks up 2, and it looks like Auburndale at this point will no longer challenge. Takes us to the end of the ball game. Final score, it's a 15-point victory. Windermere finishes strong with their largest lead of the game. We want to thank everyone for coming out to support your Bloodhound or Wolverine athletes and joining us in Game 15 of the Metro vs. Florida Challenge. We've got some hardware to hand out now. We ask you to direct your attention to the score table for the announcement of the MVP of today's game in the Earl Graham Metro vs. Florida Challenge. Throughout his life and coaching career, Coach Graham inspired thousands of players to love the game and become better men. While he can never be truly replaced, we honor his legacy, playing on in his name, and it is in that spirit that our annual celebration of Central Florida basketball forever bears his name. For this, the 15th installment of the 15th annual Metro vs. Florida Challenge, leading his team with 18 points. Your MVP is number 5, Bryce Hoffert.
Right. There's something about these chairs. Okay, I think I got it.
Got it?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, apologies for abandoning you there for a second. I had to abandon my place at the score table here to go take the picture. And we are going to close out this broadcast. Windermere notches a win for the Metro teams. We want to remind you that each live stream is its own separate event. So if you would like to stay with us for Game 16, and we hope you will, that's Olympia versus Gateway. That's coming up next. It's on its own separate live stream. We're going to try to keep it rolling here. Everything's showing all green lights now, so we are going to cross our fingers and not breathe on anything. We're just going to switch to the next live stream, and hopefully it will be glitch-free. But Olympia versus Gateway coming up next, and you can watch it in 3 places: YouTube, NFHS Network, or MetroVSFL.com, and we will meet you there in about 8 minutes.